This is Paris Olympics 2024. It's less than a week remaining for the opening ceremony, but the city is already feeling it. My name is Shashank Joshi and I live most of my life in India. So naturally I was very curious about Olympics, as there we never had one yet. And now that I'm living in Belgium, I decided to come to Paris just to see how the city is prepared for the games and how Olympics is affecting the locals. I decided to test it out with a 4-step plan. Walking around the city, visiting the Seine river, getting into at least one public transport, and finally, just living in the city for a day. Now, speaking of living in Paris, one of the major concerns that the local had was inflating prices regarding housing rents and public transports. So, how is the Olympics affecting that? Let's divide that question into two parts. First, price increase in housing rent, and second, ticket price for public transport. I, as a tourist, have booked this hotel which is just 10 minutes walking distance from Arc de Triomphe. So a very good location for a tourist. And I'm paying around 100 euros to stay here for a night. And considering the location and timing, I think it's a very normal price. But I booked this hotel almost 2 months in advance. And when I tried checking the prices recently, I could see that the prices are at least double from the opening ceremony weekend till end of October. So the Olympics might have contributed in price inflation here. But when I tried checking for the hotel availability during the Olympic weekend, I could still see that there are some affordable options available. Of course, affordable as in for Paris here. For the public transports, the estimation was also very similar. It was expected that 3 million people will travel to Paris, more than the already existing 12 million residents. And that was also just during the Olympic season. And to manage for this extra influx of population, they decided to increase the fare of public transport almost by double. And as you can see from the video, first, the machine is extremely slow. And second, the average ticket price for a metro ride was increased from 2.15 to 4 euros. And similar price increases was seen for the bus ticket as well. So how are the locals dealing with the inflated prices? What I've heard from the local friend was, in the beginning of the year, it used to be the case that housing rents and both the hotel prices were highly inflated. But soon they realized that the demand is very less. So fortunately, now the prices have fallen back to normal, at least for now. But for lowering the crowd at public transport, the authorities are suggesting locals to take vacations away from Paris. So basically the locals in the city where the Olympic Games are happening are expected not to enjoy them. Apart from the price rise, there were many other issues bothering the locals, such as many parts of the city are blocked by barricades currently, and only the Olympic delegates or the residents of the buildings in the area are allowed to go inside. For your reference, I had to walk 3 to 4 kilometers away from the Eiffel Tower just to see the Seine river water. Second, the authorities have also reserved one lane of the road just for Olympic related transport, which is causing little jams around the city. Another thing that is happening recently is the speed limit of the national route was increased in Paris from 90 to 110 kilometers per hour. But the speed detectors were not reconfigured, causing the citizens to get unnecessary traffic tickets. Enough about the negative effects. There was also another issue pressing the locals for many years. Till date, the locals of Paris are forbidden from swimming inside the Seine river, mainly for the health reasons. The river had a major problem with sewage dump getting overflooded into the river, making it basically unswimmable. But as some of the outdoor water sports will be held inside the river, the authorities were already working on cleaning the river and tackling the sewage overflow problem. They were so confident that both the mayor of Paris and the President Macron had promised to personally swim in the river ahead of the games. And in fact, the mayor had already swam in it. If the solution works, then the mayor has also promised to make the swimming in the river legal again by mid-2025, which is definitely a very good news for the locals. It is understandable that when such a huge number of population visits any city, it can cause inconvenience to the locals. But on the other hand, Paris is having a festive atmosphere. At the City Hall of Paris, they have created a game station for the locals which is free to enter for everyone. There are many games to play, ranging from basketball, tennis, to rifle shooting. Personally, I had a blast with rifle shooting, as it was the only solo game that I could play. It was a Sunday afternoon, just 4 days before the opening ceremony, and the crowd seemed to be under control. Let's just hope that it only shows the positive effects during the entire Olympic Games. Now, another positive impact of the Olympic was that before the Olympics, the iPhone users had to buy the metro tickets only on the machine, which can get super crowded sometimes, especially at the central station. But now, finally, they have launched an IDF Mobilities app on iPhone as well, which makes buying the ticket way more convenient. And those were the impacts of hosting Olympic Games on the local citizens of Paris. From multiple closed metro stations to barricaded seats at the river, these are some of the new scenes for the locals. Paris was already a beautiful city, but the occasion of Olympics is making it even more beautiful. At last, the city is hosting Olympics after 100 years. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, then subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends who are also excited about the Olympics. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.